about the tank.
It is not.
You never spend any time with me.
I do too.
You have a problem.
I don't have a problem.
How much money did that cost?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark, and I'm a reefaholic.
Welcome, brother.
Welcome.
You're with friends.
Thank you. Thank you.
On this episode of The Reefaholic, we are beta testing the Apex Aqua Controller Wave Pump, a new pump from Neptune Systems. Can't wait to get our hands on it. Let's get started. Well, the day has finally arrived. My Wave pumps are here. This is the starter kit, 2-pump kit. Came in the plain brown wrapper, not quite the retail packaging that one would expect, but then again, this is a beta test. This is the one-link module used for connecting the pumps to it. Has an Aquabus connection. One-link connections on the bottom for the 2 pumps. The pump itself, it's a quite a sturdy pump. I was impressed with its non-flimsiness. It's a considerably large pump, but not epically large. Nicely built, though. I was impressed. Decent amount of cord that comes with it. My original fear was that there was going to be just a 6-foot cord, but it's not. I'll publish some details about the measurements of that when that comes around. Yep, let's try not to drop the pump. 2 pumps here come in the starter kit. Of course, we're going to have the magnets that come with the kit. A little dovetail connection on the magnets. Crazy strong magnets. Pretty much good up to probably 3/4 inch glass. Definitely interesting the way that they fit in there. Gives it a low profile look. Doesn't really jet out into the tank like some other pumps do. Gives you about 20 degrees. Relatively easy to adjust. Comes with the Aquabus cord. 4 screws. Actually fairly decent screws that it comes with. Power supply, 24-volt power supply. This plugs into the one link. Second magnet. A little warning on there that I need to upgrade the firmware, but that's to be expected. Pump sticks into the tank, about 4.5 inches into the tank. It's about 3 inches tall. It is only about 2.5 inches wide. Same thing for the base, of course, about 3 inches by 3 inches for the base. Of course, you could twist that in any direction. Now let's take a look at its comparison to the Tunzis. The 6105, slightly bigger pump, jet out into the tank. Base is significantly bigger. This is not the stock 6105 base, but definitely jets out into the tank a little bit. Compare it to the NanoStream, obviously not in the same league. The Link 1 module, pretty much plug and play with the exception of the fact that you will need to do a firmware upgrade on your system as well as push that firmware out to the pumps. Yes, the pumps do have firmware in them. There is some telemetry that goes back and forth for alarm reporting and speed of the pumps and errors on the pumps. Pretty handy feature. These pumps will eventually be tested in my 60-gallon cube. My 60-gallon cube currently is powered with 2 MP10 pumps on the back wall in anti-sync mode. I do a 6-second pulse back and forth. Seems to give me the best growth on my SPS. I am currently in the process of testing these pumps downstairs in my beta system, but they will eventually wind up here for the full-blown test once any bugs are worked out. My system downstairs is a 60-gallon hydroponics trough, also running 2 MP10s. These pumps do the tank quite well, but I do get a little detritus collecting in certain areas of the tank. They do okay. They push back and forth throughout the day. Fish seem to be happy, seem to get some reasonable growth out of it. With the MP10s disconnected, we'll give these pumps a try here at 100% on the frag system. Back pump comes on first. Instantaneously, you can see the detritus starting to kick up. Pump on the right side here will kick on in a second. It's giving some pretty good slosh back and forth. Water in the tank is turning almost completely white, splashing up and hitting the screen. It's working quite well, actually. Some splashing even getting on the floor already. You can see the little vortex that is created above the pump at only a few inches below the surface. The one on the back actually is quite noisy. It's about an inch higher. Definitely need to keep these things about 5 inches away from the surface. These pumps are absolutely knocking the frags all over this frag tank, so they will not be staying in here for long. Let's take them out after about a week, give them a little cleaning, just for a size comparison to the MP10 wet side head. Obviously in the next class up above the MP10, or maybe 2 classes up above the MP10. Pump disconnects relatively easy, pull out of the tank. Front cover comes off easy enough. Just a quarter turn to remove the prop assembly, the impeller. Fairly thick shaft on this impeller. The shaft hole goes clear through to the other side, so it gets water flow in there. You see the dovetail connection on the back for the mount. Relatively sturdily built. It's got the little notches there on the bottom to keep the magnet from ever spinning on the shaft, and of course to holding it to the shaft. The shaft is definitely substantial in size. Reassembling it after cleaning, it's just a simple quarter turn, pops right in there. Definitely need to be careful with these pumps, those edges are quite sharp. Face screen pops right back on, no problem. You'll have a long little tab that fits into the multiply connected holes on the dovetail. Slides in there pretty easy to give you your adjustment. Well, after a week, I'm finally getting these installed in my display tank. They blow around quite nicely, even hard to hold the GoPro in my hand here. These are only running at about 20% right now. They are in anti-sync pulse mode, which is the mode I favor in my tank. They seem to be kicking up some detritus fairly well at only about 10%. Let's take a look at the surface agitation. This is at about 40% anti-sync mode, switching from one side to the other. Works very nice. Let's add a little food. Look at the disbursement pattern. Flows through the tank very nicely. Pretty much gets to every square inch of the tank within about 2 seconds. Definitely works well. Let's take a look at that again. Now, just for fun, let's see what these things do at 100%. Turn on the first pump. Knock over my frags, turn on the next pump. Oh yeah. That's enough of that. Overall, I am very pleased with these pumps. They're of a quality that I would expect to see from Neptune Systems. They're a little overkill for my 60 gallon, but I think I'm going to keep them there because I really like having the control and a little bit more power than the 2 MP10s. But that's only running them at about 38%. They are way overkill at 100% for this tank. You could put them in a tank significantly larger, and I do not think you will be disappointed. Thank you for watching my review of the Apex Wave pumps. My name is Mark, and I'm a reefaholic.